Good afternoon and welcome to the At the Buzzer podcast. I'm your host, the man, the myth, and the legend. Yes, that is me, King Will, with.
And it's the one and only Jess, aka JessNet.
And we're here for, first of all, welcome to 2023. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great New Year's coming up. And we
Definitely.
already into 2023. We already starting off with some fire news. So, of course, we'll give up the updated status about what's going on with Damar Hamlin. We'll talk a little bit about the skip tweet, but then also what we're going to mainly probably focus on is, man, y'all missed a lot of great NBA games also yesterday. It was a lot of good
Crazy.
NBA basketball games. Donovan Mitchell with 71, Clay with 54, LeBron with a 43 after scoring, 41 on his birthday. So we all gonna get to that, but we're gonna
Yeah,
touch
41.
upon the
Luca had
Demar.
39, I think.
Yeah, Luka had 39. Joker, like NBA, like it's just wild. But we will definitely get to that, and I definitely want to mainly focus on the basketball. But of course, we do as a sports show have to talk about what happened on Monday Night Football. If you was watching the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills game in Cincinnati, free safety Damar Hamlin had tackled T. Higgins, got up a couple of steps, and then fell out, and apparently had a allegedly a cardiac arrest. Where they had to perform CPR. Last update is read that it's still a touch and go situation. They monitor it minute by minute and hour by hour, and he is currently in ICU. Jess, I remember when you texted me about it. How did you feel when you had saw the situation happen?
Yeah, it was very well. I seen it live, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay. It was like, I couldn't explain it. It definitely it left me speechless, like I am now. It left me
Mm-hmm.
speechless, and it was very traumatizing. My eyes got watery because at the end of the day, is that's someone's son, then that's
Mm-hmm.
someone's brother or father, maybe. Is it was very sad. And it's very sad. And then you see the Bills players and everyone, Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, everyone just like in tears because they was watching. I think they were watching him get CPR. Some things we couldn't see, and then
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely see how traumatizing it was and how everyone was so just like it wasn't even about football no more, and it shouldn't have. So um, it was very. I just praying that he gets out of it because that right there, he's too young to have cardiac
Yeah.
arrest. First off, but that's how it is, in unfortunately in the game of football, contact sport. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still too young. That was a very very regular hit. Let me just say that very regular.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the hit. Um, we see that every time we watch football, and to see that happen um it's just I just really hope and pray like he gets out of it. I saw recently like an hour ago that he's still in critical condition. They was explaining what that meant when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
cardiac arrest, and um, it's it's like it's like not good but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just praying like he gets out of it, he's able to breathe on his own and everything, because right now he's still not conscious.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was very very very, very sad to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation to watch. I didn't watch it live. I was actually watching the Cavs and the Bulls game where we're gonna talk about that game
Hmm.
later on and what
Hmm.
Donovan Mitchell was doing. But I mean, when I saw the story and I saw what happened, it was I could tell how he felt. It was definitely something different than I've seen in other situations. I'm old enough to remember Reggie Lewis passing out on the court. He didn't die that day, but I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later he ended up passing out again. He ended up dying of cardiac arrest. So it's like it's a real when we got on the shows, I kind of said I didn't want to talk a lot about it because it is quite difficult and football has that elephant in the room. You know, people get mad sometimes when football players be like, "I'm a warrior. I'm gonna die for this." I die. I'm a soldier. But you know, yes, in the military that's a different aspect, but in football that really is because any hit can take out anybody. This is not the first time a player has passed out in this way. It's not, and if he was, I hope he doesn't die, but if he ends up dying, it's not the first time a football player has died on the football field. I was telling people a lot about how you have to kind of be desensitized to a lot of what goes on in the NFL because if you really look at the realm of it, it's really a very dangerous sport. From players being paralyzed. I mean, me as a Steelers fan, I can't think of the linebacker now, but the linebacker that got paralyzed 4 or 5 years ago, Kevin Everett, paralyzed. You had the Kansas City linebacker that killed his girlfriend and then went to Arrowhead and killed himself in front of the coaches. People don't know Kansas City had to play the football game the next day. Like the very next day, they had to play a football game on the field that one of their teammates actually killed himself. It's a very tough situation. It's a sad situation. I pray that that young man is okay. I think it was a freak accident, to tell you the truth. You're seeing some wild conspiracy theories coming out. I really think it was just a freak accident and his heart got thrown off by the hit.
Did you
But
know Ryan Clark lost his spleen?
yeah,
He
because
played for the
Ryan,
Steelers.
I remember that because Ryan Clark has what is it called? Sickle cell. He has sickle
Yeah,
cell
sickle cell.
anemia, and when he went to Denver, where it has that higher altitude, it caused him to lose his spleen. So that's why I say like it's a lot of football players. It's a lot of things that people don't even see that football players go through.
Yeah.
Dominique Foxworth, who's on ESPN, I listen to him on the Bomani Jones show, was explaining how in a preseason game he saw one player get hit. He saw him roll into the locker room, and he said he never saw that man again. He died in the locker room. But it was a preseason game, and it was a player that no one know of, so no one really thought about it and cared about it. They still had to play. And that's why I tell a lot of parents that, football is definitely a very dangerous sport.
Dangerous sport, yeah.
Anything to combat. It ain't just football. I'm a MMA fan, and MMA is a sport that all it takes is the right kick, right hit, and someone could really die out there. Boxing and all that.
I see too many teeth coming out and too many bones going like this to watch MMA. I'm sorry. I just can't. Like, I tried.
I tell people it's definitely a rough sport. I've seen it. But I pray up to that man is gonna be okay. Unfortunately, we said we ain't gonna stay on it too long because it just ain't too many updates about it, and we're not gonna break
just send
down
our condolences
the tackle
and everything.
So we'll sit down and condolences and hope to pray everything's okay. The biggest story coming out of that, and I hate to say it, is the Skip Bayless tweet of what he said and how now everybody seems to want him to be terminated. Shannon Sharp wasn't even on the show this morning. But what you feel about the Skip tweet?
I mean, as he should. I mean, he probably don't want to have to talk about it. Shannon, I don't think he wanted to talk about it today. And I don't think he was going to go off on Skip. I think it was going to be more of an emotional episode for him, and that's why he didn't attend. Personally, for me, I know how you feel about it. Personally, for me, it was just the wrong messenger. Skip has a lot of insensitive tweets and insensitive sayings that he's been saying through the years. And he's just the wrong messenger. If it was someone else, even if it was like someone like Max, I think no one would really like. I mean, I think they would have been like, dang, Max, you suck for that. But I don't think they'd be like, he should die or get terminated and blah, blah, blah. I think it's just the wrong messenger. But to me, that shouldn't be the first thing that you say talking about a football game. I think that should have been the third or fourth tweet. I'm just saying we need to work accordingly. I think he should have said it. I think he should have said it like third or fourth. First thing he should have said is, wow, oh, wow, prayers up to that. Prayers up to Damar. That was the worst thing I've seen, blah, blah, blah. Like something like that. I don't think the first thing should have been about football, and that's where he messed up. So that's just how I feel. He could have said that. I'm just saying it should have came later. That's just my opinion on that. So, but I know you have a different one. So go ahead and speak your piece.
Well, like I said, I won't say mine is too different. It's kind of like this. So, like I said, I didn't see what happened live. I actually saw Skip's tweet first before I even saw the video. And I like to say the whole tweet that I saw, this is the whole tweet. I pulled it back up. He first said, not exactly sure what happened to Damar Hamlin. Players on both teams are shaken. Ambulance out on the field. CPR administrated. Can't remember a play being stopped for this length of time. Just say a prayer for him and his family. That was the first tweet. Then he tweeted, I've seen so many horrific injuries suffered on the football field, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In any other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football. For these players, this was different. Now I admit, I think if he would have stuck to that, he would have been fine. The third one, the one that's causing the biggest issues, is
Mm-hmm.
the no doubt the NFL has considered postponing the rest of the game. But how? This late in the season, a game of that magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant.
So
So
that
when
was
I
the third tweet. I could have
that was
sworn that
the
was the
third
first
tweet.
tweet.
No, that's what I was telling people that I was like, that was technically the
Oh,
third tweet. The first two, and if he was led off with the first two, I think he was fine. Even the third tweet, when you read it, I get what he's saying. What he's doing is he's recognizing the elephant in the room. And the reason why I say that is, I won't say the person's name, but I had a conversation with someone who was asking me about this also. And he even said, I get he's hurt, and I get that looks real bad, but Kansas City going to get an unfair advantage because they about to get a home field game. And at first I was kind of, I was like, dang, man, that man got hurt. But then he had a good point. He was like, it's football. And some of us fans has been programmed to move on to the next thing because he was like, didn't nobody cry for old boy when he broke his neck on the field? We didn't know he was going to live. They moved on and kept playing. And I get what he was trying to say. And that's why I looked at Skip's tweet and I was like, he's not being sensitive. He's just noticing. The worst thing Skip did was terrible timing. Would I have personally tweeted that? No. You got to kind of understand the room, and you got to understand your reputation. Skip's reputation is the main reason why everybody's going crazy. You
that's
just
the
got
main reason.
you
Yeah.
you just got off the Shannon Sharp thing where everybody was getting on you about him disrespecting Shannon Sharp. People still have feelings about it. And if you look at the players coming at him, yes, they have a certain feeling, but Skip has been roasting these players for years, and now it feels more like they just like, oh, now I got an opportunity to really jump on him and get on him because I honestly don't think he said something bad. It was just terrible timing. That's really what it was. Should have said the first two tweets, leave it at that. Maybe today you probably could have mentioned maybe like, oh, they postponed the game. How's this going to affect? Because truth of the matter is we're in Tuesday, right? There's a ball game coming up Thursday. And you got NFL games coming Sunday. Like, they got to start talking about it eventually. And that's the sad truth in the elephant in the NFL is, like, it's a sport that anybody can die, but they still got to move on. And I hope everything happens to him. I hope everything goes with him, and I hope everything works out for him. And I'm not trying to be insensitive to the moment either. But
I get what you're coming from. I think for most of us, well, and for you too. I know you're thinking about the football aspect as well. I guess for me, as I wasn't even gonna say as a mom, but as I don't know. I just really feel like he shouldn't have brought up football at all, right?
Exactly.
Like you said, the timing. I think he should not brought up football. Everything should have been about Damar Hamlin. Exactly. I think we shouldn't have, like, everything is about the young man's health, and the fact that he was just talking about this, and yes, he said, you read to me the first. I didn't see that tweet, so okay, forgive me. I take that L. Because I follow Skip, so I thought I would have seen that, but I didn't see that. I just kept on seeing, and I went to his page. I thought I would have seen it, but I only saw the one that kept on saying, like, the one that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, the one that got
highlighted. So I was like, yes. But I went to his page. I usually read. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, even now, like, I just read it off his Twitter right now. It's still up there, and you can see the timeline of when he posted the first one, the second one, and then the timeline. Yeah, you can see the timeline of it, and it just seems to be. I think everybody is focusing on the third one, which, if you was to completely ignore the first two, the third one looks bad. But if you look at the first two, he's acknowledging what's going on. He's acknowledging the seriousness of the situation. He just, like you said, he shouldn't have brought the football part into effect. But I think his reputation is causing the big.
He should have brought it up today. You bring up football today during your show. I think he should have did it on Undisputed or something. Yeah. Like, bringing up that, like what he said, he should have brought it up on TV. Exactly. And then maybe on the tweet, just talk about Damar, pray that everything's okay. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. And I just feel like he didn't think about that. But he's always thinking of as an analyst, I think he's always thinking of that. He's been doing it for 40, 50 years, maybe 40. But I still don't want to condone it, because at the end of the day, it when you that tweet, that one was very insensitive at the
It
time. He
was.
should have just left it alone. And unfortunately, it's going to be, and I love Undisputed. I love watching them go back and forth. I was
Mm-hmm.
looking to see Shannon. I didn't see him. I wasn't shocked. Like I said,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think he's mad as I don't think he's 100% mad at Skip. I think he as a football player, I think he's very emotional about
Yes.
everything. So
Of course.
I personally think it's about that. But I would love to see him come back on and maybe talk about it, and maybe I hope. I mean, I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
actually would like to see, but yeah, we can leave it at that. I
Yeah,
guess, right?
and I'll say this, like, and to finish, like I said, we didn't want to stay on that topic too long.
Mhm.
Um, I follow Skip. I've heard about Skip like when the cold pizza days start off, when he used
I
to go back
remember as a
with
young kid
with
watching
with
it.
Woody I forgot his name. I think Woody Page. They used to go back.
Oh yeah, the dude with okay.
Yeah, the writer from Colorado. You had
Mhm.
back when they had Dana Jacobson. I forgot the dude's name, but they was all on there. And I mean, Skip, he's been able to get away with all this stuff, been saying this stuff, and I've never, since he's been on Undisputed, I really don't watch Undisputed. That's me, truthfully, honestly. I'm not a big fan of Skip. Not a big fan of Stephen A. Smith either. I don't watch First Take either. I usually watch Get Up,
Queens.
and then I watch, either what's on NFL Network or NBA TV. I try to watch them. But yeah, Skip should have known. Like I tell most people, Skip should have known that the tweet was gonna cause heat, because he should have known his reputation, how people feel about him, and maybe he don't. Maybe he was thinking like everybody's on with him on the joke and not understanding that this just wasn't a good situation. So I hope they don't stay stuck on it, because while I slide on to the next day, it was a couple other things going on. There's people really probably, like, I tell people, who's probably the most happiest this happened? Dana White. Dana White got a whole video of him slapping his wife, the UFC president, the head of UFC, got a whole video of him slapping his wife. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about
Well, I just say shout out to Stephen A. Smith.
it.
I love you, Queen. Stand up. I mean, that is what it is. Skip, you funny. I have no issue with you, but you gotta trip. I mean, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill. One day someone's probably gonna want to slap you. And no, people already want to slap you. But
I
I'm
mean,
just
yeah.
saying. I'm waiting for LeBron. I'm waiting for LeBron to finally come out and be like, "I want to slap Skip." But
man, let me tell y'all conspiracy theory, man. I think him and LeBron working together on that, man. They both got big out there. That's my conspiracy theory. LeBron know exactly. LeBron be telling Skip what to say, and then he just, LeBron don't say nothing. Skip gets paid on the side, man. You never know, man. Because I'm just saying, the power of media and social media can get you to follow anything. But
That's
with
very
that
true.
being said, we're gonna slide.
Are we gonna talk about football or basketball?
So I'll say this: we're going to talk about the Georgia game, and we can't talk about it.
We have to talk about the Georgia. We have to.
So let's get to that. So if you saw the college football playoffs, TCU defeated Michigan. Kind of was a shocker. TCU, in my eyes, just freaking bullied Michigan. They out physical them, and then we saw was about to be the shocker. Jess was texting me and saying, "Oh man, not us getting the picks wrong, because Ohio State was beating Georgia. It didn't look good, but Georgia came back and won that game."
Georgia, I personally, let me say my thoughts before I forget. I really feel like Georgia, like, really. I think what's the word when you don't think they're that good, when you don't think they're that good, so you don't play up to par.
They play down. They play down to their competition.
I think they were like, "Oh, we gonna win. It's whatever." And their defense was like looking real sus for the first time in 2.5 years. I was like, wait a minute. But they never and I think you said it. Someone like CJ, I don't think they faced the quarterback like the running ability and everything all put together. I don't think they had faced that one that good. Now Tennessee, Tennessee almost beat them, right?
No. Tennessee got drilled.
Wait, what's the quarterback? No, but was the quarterback that got?
Nah, he struggled in that game. Herndon Hooker got struggled, and then he tore his ACL near the end.
What was the team? Oh, okay. What was the team that? Okay, so they haven't faced a mobile quarterback like CJ.
Nah. I mean, they faced Anthony Richardson for Florida, but Anthony Richardson ain't that good either.
Okay.
CJ was probably was probably the best quarterback they played
Okay,
this
so
year.
that explains it. I think they really was like, oh snap, this dude really no wonder he's the
Mm-hmm.
Heisman finalist, so blah 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 blah, because he was looking like Cam Newton at Auburn. Like he was really running all over them, throwing long. He got
Mm-hmm.
a good arm. He has a pretty good arm too. He was throwing long balls and all that other stuff. I was like, what? And I was so shocked. I was like, not us calling them the team, this new era of Georgia, and they out here about to get waxed.
But
But luckily,
I'll say this. That's true, what we said about them being in the era. But that's the thing about being in the era. Alabama wasn't blowing out every team during the era. They had some games where it looked like, oh, man. I mean, one game where Georgia looked like they was going to beat Alabama. You remember Jalen got benched. Tua came in. They came back and won. It's part of the game. I'll say this about C.J. Stroud. CJ Stroud proved a lot of me in that game because one thing I
mm-hmm,
was worried about him was pocket awareness, able to handle the pressure, moving in the pocket, and because he has great accuracy when his feet are set.
mm-hmm.
And Georgia really got exposed a little bit by a good quarterback and a very good receiver in Marvin Harrison because Marvin Harrison was just absolutely balling in that
You
game.
think if he would have played the whole game, they would have won?
I won't go that far. It's hard to say because the first half he was balling. Now the second
Yeah.
half he was being shut down before he got hurt. I think he only had
Right.
like
Okay.
one catch and 5 yards
Yeah.
before he got hurt. And
Right.
side note to all y'all, another controversy hit that was not targeted. That was not targeted. He hit him with his shoulder to shoulder. He was not defenseless, and plus the defenseless rule doesn't apply in college. To be honest,
Right.
that's more of an NFL rule with the defenseless receiver, and he hit him with his
Mm-hmm.
shoulder. And I mean, it's just unfortunate the young man had a concussion. But Georgia was starting to get the momentum a little bit. They were starting to figure him out. They was rolling coverage, kind of double teaming him a little bit to prevent him to go off. But nah, man. But I tell you,
CJ
Stetson Bennett is
before
one of the top 10 greatest QBs in college football history, and I felt like he proved that last game. Go ahead.
Okay. So like I was gonna say before I get to that, CJ, what I was gonna say, see, they didn't lose that game because of him though. Their defense was just they defense, which their defense is good by the way, but their
Yes, they
defense
are.
really got. I mean, Stetson did his thing. He showed why he was a finalist and as a Heisman finalist, and everything. And I don't know what the defensive coordinator was doing, but he was like, he started to notice what to do to throw mid. I think he was
Mitchell
was going in the middle.
Killing them. No, it was mid. They finally started getting the ball to Brock Bowers because they shut down Brock Bowers all the first half and really half of the third quarter. Bowers started getting the ball, but it was Mitchell, number 5, who's been in and out the lineup the entire regular season, and is what Georgia has really been missing the entire season was an explosive wide receiver on the end. He started that play, that stop and go on that long touchdown run. I tell people, watch that again. The corner gave him 5 to 7 yards cushion. That man ate that cushion in about a second and a half. And by the time that corner had realized he had ate that cushion, he had already passed him. That was the type of receiver that they've been waiting for. Mitchell finally came in, and Stetson, baby, I don't know what to say, man. Stetson just be figuring it out.
He's clutch. Let me say, I will say that man. I don't know about the Tebow thing, but that man is clutch as heck. I'm not gonna hold you. He's very clutch. He's not, because to me, and I know everyone wants to act like he's the most talented man in the world. He's not the most talented.
He's not.
But however, and I'm not going to say he's Tom Brady because, I'm not going to say he's that, but I'm saying because Tom Brady wasn't that talented either. I'm saying he's coming out of Michigan. He wasn't the most talented.
No, he wasn't.
But what I'm trying to say is he was very clutch. I'm saying Stetson has a gene that's very clutch, and I'm going to give him all his respect. The man is super clutch. He's not scared enough. He's not scared. So that's also a great thing as well. And they trust him. I noticed they trust him. And also Kirby, he also be getting into him like, look, he got played our system or we're going to lose, boo. Like, is that simple? And I think Stetson understands that. I don't think he takes no criticism. I don't think he like gets mad at criticism. I think he understands that, and I think they ride with him. And that's the recipe for a great football team. And that's what if they better watch out for TCU as well, because TCU got a
Yeah.
pretty I'm not saying he's as good as CJ, but I'm saying he's mobile. He can throw the football a little bit, and they are a very together team. And also their offensive line is really good too. TCU offensive line is really good. And what I'm trying to say is their quarterback is mobile. He could run as well.
Yeah,
I'm not
Matt
saying
Duggar
he's
can
CJ.
run.
I'm not saying he's CJ, but I'm saying he can, and he got a better arm a little bit too. But and their receivers are decent. So
let me say this. Matt Duggar is a better runner than CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud actually doesn't run as much, and it was kind of amazing that he did run a little bit more. To give it a comparison, CJ Stroud ain't Justin Fields. Justin Fields was a different athlete. You know, CJ Stroud is more like Haskins. They used to play for Ohio State. Kind of want to sit in the pocket. Will run if he has to, but doesn't do it. Matt Duggar is like a Tim Tebow light type. They do a lot of running plays with him. And then they got a potential first round wide receiver in Quentin Johnson, the one I think broke the big 70-yard run against Michigan. So if I was Georgia, I wouldn't sleep on them either, because Ohio State has showed the tape on maybe how to defeat that defense.
Get through that defense.
Now, there is a bigger difference when you have Ohio State that has a couple of 5 stars or 4 stars on that defense, and TCU, who may have maybe 1 4-star, but they usually are a bunch of 3 stars. But I think they did show the game plan on how to beat the defense. But then I'll say this: Stetson Bennett didn't show, just because my defense gives up 41 points doesn't mean I can't score 42. So
don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Georgia's gonna wax TCU. However, let me shut up, because I said that last week. And they over here they over here. I'm not even I'm just a fan of football, of college football. I don't have a team. And I don't even have a team on college football. You know, I don't, but I'm a fan of football. My husband's a big UGA fan. He's from Athens, Georgia. He's a big UGA fan. Even with them do the rough years. So I'm just saying they had me sweating, and I'm not even a total fan, but I'm a fan by association. But they had me sweating. I'm over here like, why are y'all down? Yeah. What is going on? I'm over here at church, trying to get my New Year's Eve, trying to pray for a great year for us. And boom, I'm looking at the score. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, William, what is going on with these people? And you over here like, they exposing Georgia defense on the low. And I was like, they need to get together. And and honestly, they should have lost that game. But every team, every great team has luck. We all deserve a little luck in our life. And that Ohio State kicker, I bet he hasn't slept. Like, there's just no way. That wasn't a total far kick. First off, I've seen farther.
Yeah, he missed terribly. But I think he slipped
terribly.
I think he slipped.
I hope that's his excuse. Because that could be a valid excuse.
There were some videos showing him that it looked like his plant leg slipped a little, and that's why he wasn't able to.
That explains why it went like this.
Yeah, and it went to the left.
It went terribly to the left. Yeah. I was like, it looked like he was like, a high school kicker that never tried to kick before, and they was like, come on, bro, come on and kick. And it's like, it just flop up or go there, go there. It looked like one of those. And poor CJ, because he played perfect.
He did, and he broke a big scramble to get him that close.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was over when he broke the scramble and got him in field goal range. I legit thought, I was like, dang, Georgia's really finna lose this. Like,
I was like, and you were like, dang, oh well, we're about to get the most boring game ever. Ohio State versus TCU.
I was gonna tell you,
it was to my Ohio State fans. I'm sorry. I would have picked y'all to win, but I'm just saying, like, that would have been like a low key.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't have been the matchup everybody expected, even though the TCU Michigan game was highly entertaining. I watched that game, and that was back and forth. Like, it was really I was shocked TCU pulled that off.
TCU versus Ohio State would have been like Denver versus Cleveland in the finals of basketball. Like, no, even though I love my Joker, who wants to see Denver versus Cleveland in the finals?
You know what? I'm glad you say that, since you hating on the Joker and bringing up Cleveland. Speaking of Cleveland,
You
Cleveland
like
Cavaliers,
that? I brought that
y'all.
in on purpose.
Yeah, I see that. But don't be hating on my boy the Joker though. Don't be hating on my boy the Joker.
What is my favorite center?
So I'm just saying, I feel the little shade you just threw toward the Joker because,
Look, I
first
love
of
my
all,
Joker.
like I was telling everybody, the reason why I missed the shocking what happened on Monday Night Football was I was watching Donovan Mitchell just out here just going off. 71 points,
Don't be on his coattails because I've been
11
talking about
assists,
Donovan. I've been
8
talking about Donovan.
rebounds. I will say the man shot 25 darn free throws. Like he was 20 for 25 from the free throw line, 22 for 34. And like Nick Young said, we need to give this game just as much respect as the 60-point Luka game. And I agree because Chicago was whooping Cleveland. People don't understand.
Yeah, they were down by 20.
Chicago was up by more than 20, and Mitchell just took over. And I'm telling people, don't sleep on these Cavs, man. Don't sleep on them.
But I've been telling you about Donovan for a very long time, and people, he goes, in Utah, he'd have a great game, and he plays well, and then he'll slip up, and you'd be like, dang, bro, what happened? So I get it, but don't sleep on him. I've been trying to tell people he's legit, and so I just been trying to tell people about that, and he's from New York, but it's cool. So yeah, keep on going.
But like I said, it was a lot of good games in the NBA. You had Donovan with 71, LeBron with a 43, almost triple double. Clay went off of 54 against my Hawks in double overtime.
Not because it's against the Hawks. Not because it's against the Hawks. I just love Clay. I just love Clay. No, I love Clay. I love Clay. I'm so happy because people be saying he can't do nothing no more. Say he can't shoot like he used to, and all.
I was one of them. I was one of them. Said he was cooked. He was cooked.
And even though he had an Achilles injury and an ACL injury back to back, I expect him to just be K. Yeah, I know KD came back after Achilles injury and was like hooping.
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying. The man just came back from an Achilles and an ACL injury. I wasn't expecting him to be the same. People were still expecting him to be Game 6 Clay against Oklahoma City, and I'm just like, hey, man, temper them expectations. He's not the defender that he used to be. He's not. He's going to get what I'm saying? His game is there for long, but he shut me up 54. And let me tell you something. Golden State is out here playing even though Steph is hurt, and that's going to be scary for the league when Steph comes back because Steph was not having a bad
things season. We already know. Well, no, he was low key having a
MVP.
I mean, they were saying he was like an MVP type of season for real before he got hurt. He was legit hooping. So, I mean, Golden State is Golden State. I've been telling you for years. Well, I'm sorry, not for years, because you said their window was going to go down. I was like, their window, Golden State's always going to be in the picture. I don't care what no one says. They may not win another championship. Say if they don't, they're always going to be top 5, top 6 if everyone's healthy.
As long as
they're always going to be there.
As long as Steph's there.
Steph's never leaving, honey. I don't know why people think he's gonna go to the Lakers. He's never leaving. It's okay. They're gonna pay him whatever he wants. So they'll be. And that Clay, I heard Clay. You heard about the rumor saying that Clay
he might go to
the Lakers or to Portland. Clay is not going nowhere. Please quote me on that. I promise you, he's not going. And do I know him? No, but I know him well enough to know he's not going nowhere. Okay.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised. I know the money is probably the thing because I think the thing Clay and Draymond is going through is they're realizing Golden State loves Steph Curry. They're going to make sure Steph Curry is taken care of. But you two, I mean, thank you for the memories. They love Clay, but I promise you they're telling Clay, hey, thank you for the memories, though. Don't ask for too much money because you're not making Steph Curry money. You're not gonna make that much money.
Well, that's anyone though. I think they know that though. That's the same thing with any other franchise player. They're going to say that to everyone though. But that's true. Clay's going to be fine.
Draymond's definitely gone. I think Draymond's definitely
Draymond's a different story. But Clay is. I believe Clay is going to be there. He loves the San Francisco Bay Area. He loves it there, and I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
you could quote me on that.
I hear you. You hoping. But, I mean, it was a lot of great games in the NBA. Joker beating your Celtics with the 30, 12, and 12.
Not in my Celtics. Because I love Tatum.
Yeah, they're
not in my Celtics.
Yeah, they're your Celtics.
They're not my Celtics. I just love Tatum.
They're your Celtics. But, Jokic is playing, quiet as kept. People just don't want to admit it. He honestly should win MVP again.
Yeah, he
When he
should.
played
He
against
really should.
Boston, he scored 30, 12, and 12. Only missed 3 shots, no free throws, no turnovers. He missed no free throws, had no turnovers. One of the most efficient NBA games in history. And it's just amazing to me that the best players in the league are two of the slowest white boys I ever seen. And they're just out here just like my best friend, shout out to my best friend, my brother Bobby Guy, said it. Like, bro, it just don't make sense. They just know how to play. They play so slow, but can't nobody stop them. Like,
Yeah, that's
can
the crazy part.
it's just
Yeah.
nobody can stop. They making the game look so easy. Like I was watching Joker play against Minnesota, and yes, Minnesota beat them, but Rudy had no answer for him. Like
You
Rudy
said
just
who?
had Rudy
Well, look who you said.
soft as Charmin tissue. Rudy Gobert had no answer for that man. Like Luka, I watched Luka. He struggled against Houston. I'll say that, but that was because his shot was off. The man somehow gets his shot off. I watch Luka play and it's amazing, but all it does is just prove to me more and more that I keep telling people Larry Bird is the truth, and if Larry Bird played now, he would definitely be a top 5 player right now because
Yeah.
we're looking at Luka, and I like the nickname Baby Bird. I think I'm gonna start calling him Baby Bird too. That
It's
is
so
Larry Bird
crazy because
2.0.
you was a hater of Luca for a very long time, but it's
Hold
okay.
up.
I'm glad. I'm
No,
glad you came.
no.
I'm glad you
What
came
did
over.
I say? What did I say?
Glad
I
you
said
came
if y'all
over.
gonna say he is a top 5 player and he's a superstar, he should figure out how to at least get out the first round. Now, once he got out the first round, I said, all right, he's a superstar. He's top 5. I just feel like if
When did Jordan
you,
get out the first round?
I mean, Jordan didn't get out the first round to I think 88, and I would have said the same
Exactly.
thing. I would have said the same thing.
Oh,
Like,
you were young then. You were young. You were
I
young.
mean, yeah, I
And you,
was like 3, so
yeah. So okay. So okay. I give you a pass. I give you a pass because I was gonna be like you. Everyone was calling him the best player in the world, and he wasn't
yeah,
getting out the first round.
I was.
Low key. Low
Ironically,
key.
my father didn't like Michael Jordan. I used to hear he actually liked New York Knicks. I remember him cheering for the Knicks. And I don't know why. Like
You
you
know,
talk about Patrick
represent,
Ewing,
represent.
man.
Now,
Look,
see, I don't mess with Patrick. He want to finger roll stuff that he should be dunking.
ah,
I'm never gonna,
y'all still upset about that, man.
because it was
Patrick
so
Ewing.
dumb. It
I
was
mean, it
really
was.
dumb.
Y'all still heard about that? Y'all still heard about Charles Smith can't get no layup with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant?
And look, let me just say this. Yes, I think I was like 5 or something 4 when that Charles Smith thing was going on. So like it didn't hit me, but when I watched the freaking play, I'm over here and I'm like, I can't even look. What the heck is wrong with him? And he was like, he was tough, and I'm like, yo, just put the ball up and go to the
He
line.
had like 3-4 opportunities.
And then you see Scotty just slapping that thing, and then you see Jordan
man.
like boo. Like
He had Horace Grant right there. He couldn't figure
He couldn't figure nothing out. Matter of fact, at that point, he just passed it out at that point because like he obviously was too scared, and then he was just okay, we're not gonna talk about that no more. But anyway, so but yeah, like I said, and then someone said Larry Bird shouldn't be in the top 10, but that's for another story. I'm not gonna get you riled up. I'm gonna get you riled up.
Don't get me wild up with that, please.
And then so, but nah, yeah, Luka. I want to say is Joker #1 for MVP. Then Luka. And Slick Tatum went down. I put KD #3.
Yeah, I would put KD #3 also. Like KD, like
He's
3.
Slick might be
Hey,
#2. I
would say Embiid has been balling lately.
Yes, Embiid has been balling, and like we're gonna talk about the All-Star thing soon. But really, I want to. I guess I leave Luka at 2. The only reason it's like Luka's 2A and KD's 2B, and this is why. Because when you look at what I'm looking at KD's stats, they're unbelievable. And I'm not just saying I know I'm like his biggest fan or whatever, but listen, do you know what he's shooting from the field?
Yeah, he's shooting bananas.
The best in the league right now.
Yeah, the best in the league efficiently. I think he's close to another 90, 50, 40 again.
Yeah, and his shooting percentage is like 58. That's, and then how he plays the game is what makes it even crazier.
Let's keep it real about Kevin Durant. This is something I want to bring up. If we talk about, and I'll say perfect example, everybody talk about Kobe Bryant, and his skill wise, I think most people look at and the reason why they put him in the top 10. My argument is, if that's the argument for Kobe, we honestly need to have Kevin Durant in the top 10 then. Like, let's be real. People don't want to do it because they're upset about the whole Golden State thing, but let's not get it twisted. That was his team. They needed him. Golden State absolutely needed him.
They both needed each other. They needed each other, in my opinion. But yes, people don't want to. Yeah, no, people won't admit what you said. People won't admit it. They're gonna say
they don't want to admit it. They did.
Steph would have did it without him those 2 to 3 years. I'm like, okay, if that's what you think.
Because my argument would be like this. People try to say, well, they won a championship without him. But that was also the championship they won when LeBron didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love. And he out here averaging a triple-double with 40 points. Like, if Kyrie...
And they almost went to Game 7.
And they almost went to Game 7. You know what I'm saying? And then they came back from 3-1 and beat you. 3-1. They needed, like... That's my thing is, if you want to go off skill-wise and all that, like, KD really deserves to be considered in the top 10 because even the man is still playing top 5 level after an Achilles injury. There's not too many players that can say. But when I tell people about Achilles injury ended Isaiah Thomas' career. It messed up Dominique Wilkins' career.
Charles Barkley, right?
Charles Barkley, I think, he was old by then, but it ended it.
He was like I'm done.
But Kevin Durant, we forget he had the Achilles injury. That's how good he's playing. He's still offensively efficient. Now, defensive, he falls off a little bit defensively. But,
a little bit, but his defense, but he's not he's not a liability.
No, he's not a liability.
That's what I mean.
LeBron fans will get mad at me. They might get mad at me, but he's still a better defender than LeBron right now. LeBron is a terrible defender. He does pick and choose.
Luka's a liability.
Yeah, he definitely is.
That's one thing I can say. Like Joker is not a liability to me. He tries.
He does definitely fix that part of his game.
Yeah, people love to be like, well, Embiid a better defender. That's very true. But Joker at least tries. I mean, he don't be out here getting totally done up. Like,
nah, he don't. So, I mean, he does struggle against more athletic. Like that year they played LA in the bubble. Yeah, Anthony Davis was eating him alive.
Like, that was Anthony Davis' best season.
But that was Anthony Davis' best season.
And he wasn't
Anthony
injured.
Davis was eating him alive. But if you look in the West, like I don't see anybody that can guard him.
Joker, the only one that can, and that's honestly Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
that's the only one, and unfortunately, with him, you never know. But that's really the only one that can really guard him. I'm not trusting Ayton right now, and he's pissing me off on my fantasy because he's sucking. I just knew I should have chose Bam. I just knew it. But anyway,
you should have.
But something I was like, nah, he's gonna come out and show why he deserved that money. But no, I'm looking stupid. But it's cool. But Aiton's getting eaten up by him on the low. But yeah, the only one I really can do it. I really like the dude from Portland, but he's always injured.
Oh, you're talking about Nurkic.
Yes, I like his game. His game is sort of like, without the passing ability, it's sort of like a Joker. He can shoot from anywhere. He's actually pretty good on the block. I can give you who's like a Joker.
People are not paying attention to him, but he played for Houston. I think it's Sengun.
That dude. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Houston don't get no play, so no one knows.
He don't get no play, but I tell people watch him. He's like a Joker.
Sabonis. I want to say Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis.
Sabonis could get. Now I'm not saying because Sabonis is a pretty good defender, but I still think Joker would have his way. But I'm saying Joker can't really guard Sabonis. I think they'll go hand in. I think they'll go back.
Yeah, I can agree with that because Sabonis does have a very good down low game, and he got a mid range, and
he got a first step. He got a nice first step. He's a little quicker than.
Yeah, but I'll say he has no answer for Joker because.
No, I'm not saying he has an answer for him, but I'm saying both ways. I think they'll go.
So let me ask you this then: if you were starting a team, would you start with Joker or Luka?
I mean, no. Oh, I'm saying. I think
so. Like, who's the best international player out of them two, Joker or Luka?
Not you bringing this up now. Let me go ahead and say, dang. I really want to say Luka on the only reason why, well, I think I kind of okay, this is my team, right? It's my team.
Your
I think
team.
I'm gonna go with Joker only because he gives me some more help on defense, and I would like a little bit help on defense.
Okay.
Whereas Luca, I really don't feel like Luca tries, and he always complaining to the refs. Joker is going to give me a good, oh, I fouled you, cool. Let's move on. Let me go ahead and hit this three and this high arcing free throw on you real quick, and he's gonna go about his business. But I want to say Luca, but I think I'm gonna go with Joker.
I can
So
agree. I can agree.
um,
My the difference I say between the Joker and Luca, it's kind of weird because their assist numbers are the same, but to me, Joker does better with his team than let's say Luca. Luca
mm-hmm,
is ball dominant and he keeps the ball in his hand, right?
mm-hmm,
And a lot of the times, I think he does it so much to the detriment of his own team because none of his players can get in rhythm. Joker is like a point guard at center. Like he
yeah,
looks really to pass first, and he'll try to get his points later. So I would take Joker. I think in the end, I think me and you had this conversation where I said them two actually are on the path where we might have to start considering them top
yeah.
20,
Top
top
10, top
15,
20
top
of all
10 type
time.
players. And I truly think I think the Joker would win a championship before Luka would, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's just I think it's easier to put people around Joker. I know that might sound
Mm-hmm.
weird, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it is. It should be Luca, but I think
Yep.
it'd be easier to put players around Joker because you could put like Jamal Murray and
Yeah.
like a bunch of shooters around him, like Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray could do his thing.
Yep.
Whereas if someone like that's with
I
Luca,
mean,
like
think
but he
about
can't really do his thing because Luca's always going to have the ball in his hands. I feel like Jokic can do
exactly.
more without the ball.
Think
That's what I'm
about how
saying.
much Aaron Gordon has got better since
Yeah,
he got to Denver. And
facts.
it's because Joker is getting him that ball. Like what Aaron Gordon is doing is what they probably was expecting out of Michael Porter. Michael Porter has kind of struggled this year a little bit,
Yeah, he just came
but
back though. So
Gordon is that one who's getting all the dump off that that Joker's doing. Like he's benefited so much ever since he
yeah,
came to Denver with the Joker, and I think he wouldn't be able to do that at Dallas because Luka is so ball dominant that it can be
facts.
hard to get
Yeah,
in their rhythm.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So
Would you choose them? Would you choose Joko over Giannis if you were starting a team? I
the
would,
the
but
only reason why I would say no
mhm.
is because Giannis legitimately is a top 10 defender of all time.
Okay, that's a
Top
good
10,
one.
top 15
That's
defender
a
of
good
all
one.
time.
That's a good
So
one.
you can't be Giannis is Shaq 2.0. This is the new generation Shaq. And when
I
he
won't say
really
he's
wants to blend,
2.0, but he's a new generation Shaq.
he
I
is the
will
new
give you
generation
that.
Shaq. When I mean 2.0, he's like this current
Generations.
version.
Yeah.
Um, Shaq, I think, would dominate in this generation, but a lot of teams would have exposed him a lot on pick and roll because it's more
Facts.
perimeter based game now.
Sure.
Giannis is now Shaq, but now you can't do that pick and roll game with me because I'm just as quick as your guard, even though I'm just big. That's why I would pick Giannis over Joker because just the defensive side, he definitely changes the game
It's true. But offensively, they both changed the game, but in different ways.
in different
So
ways. And that leads to this one then. So it was an interesting All Star question. So we're gonna get to it. Who you
hmm
bitching? Tatum, Embiid, KD, or Giannis? Who you think? Who would you bitch? Let me say that. We're not
if
gonna say
I'm
what we're
judging by
gonna think
this
is gonna.
year,
We
if
judging
I'm
by
just
this year. Judging by this year.
oh, they both playing. All of them playing out of their minds. They're all of them playing
Mm-hmm.
great. I'm. I told you this, and and I'm not scared to say it. I'm going to bench Embiid. I'm sorry. I'm going to bench Embiid. I think Tatum's having a career year. I think KD. We just talked about his shooting percentage and what he's doing. I just don't. And then of course Giannis is Giannis. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. Embiid is okay. I'm not gonna say Embiid, of course. I know I said it like Embiid wasn't nothing, but I'm saying like it's close. But I'm gonna have the bench Embiid, and that's just the. I mean, yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Embiid.
You look
Because
like
the
you
first
torn
time,
a little bit.
because I was gonna, well, I was thinking about Tatum. I was like, nah, I can't do Jace. Jason, I can't do you like that.
Mm.
I can't. You out here hooping in
Yeah,
these
he is.
streets.
I mean, I can't even say it as much as I would want to say it.
KD
I
is
can't
hooping in
say it.
these streets, and then Giannis is just. Unfortunately, we're just bored with Giannis stats because that was just like, oh, he had 28, 14, and 9. Whatever is Giannis. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but I'm going to give him his respect, and I'm not going to bench him. So I'm going to have to go with Embiid, honestly. So
Yeah,
who
I
do you
mean,
think? And you don't, if you want to be a Tatum hater, this is your time to do
I
it. Go
can't.
ahead
I
and be
can't.
it.
I mean, I would love to
Oh,
be, but I can't. I can't. It will be in B. It
but
is
it's very
tough.
close. It
It's
is
very
close.
close. I'll say this: Tatum is a no-brainer. KD is a no-brainer. Them the two no-brainers.
Especially
Um,
this
on,
year.
honestly, all four of them are no-brainers. But if I was to go by order of no-brainers, Tatum and KD are having MVP years. Giannis and Embiid are having MVP years, but not to the level I think KD and
Yeah, not this year.
and Tatum, not this year.
Yeah.
So then when I break it down to that, I oh boy, it's I was
I'm
torn
glad
between
I'm going B.
I was torn between Giannis and Embiid. I'll admit that. I was torn between them two.
Yeah, and B going to be mad. He's going to
And
be
I
mad. He's
think
not going to start.
if we go by popularity, it's going to be Giannis over Embiid. I think.
Oh, easily. He's. I'm
Giannis
trying to
is
tell you.
still the. So let me ask you this: do you think? Well, we'll get to that part too. Giannis to me is still the number one player in the league. I don't think. I think when he won that title with Milwaukee, that kind of stapled him as the number one player in the league. Yes, Steph could do an argument because of last year, but Giannis still didn't have bad numbers, and you still got Joker, and you still got Luka. But I think as of right now, Giannis is
I'll give
still
it
the
to
number one
Giannis.
player in the league, and that's
He's
the
not
only
my
reason why.
favorite small forward. I don't. Whatever. He's not my favorite small forward, but I give him best man. That's what up. Okay, cool.
You
You got
know,
it.
I'll lean toward Giannis. I think he's better on the defensive side than Embiid, even though
Oh,
they both is up there.
ooh, yeah. I'll give it. Okay. I was like a but I'll give it to Giannis.
I
I'll give
because
it to Giannis.
Giannis can guard
Multiple positions.
multiple positions.
Correct. That is correct.
Embiid can stay in front of certain threes, but like I think Giannis can stay in front of a point guard better than Embiid. Like I think Giannis can you can put him on a point guard and
Yeah,
he can hold his own against a
I
point
agree.
guard.
I agree.
So I'll lean toward Giannis, but who boy, I feel bad for Embiid. I mean, because he definitely deserves it. Um, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
The only way I can figure out their way to do it is maybe they'll try to convince us Tatum as a two guard, maybe, but
that's
he's
what I was going
not.
to ask you. I was going to say, you think they're going to put him in because Brown and him played the 2 and the
Yeah, because but
3 randomly.
that's gonna be hard for Jalen because Jalen technically is the two guard. He plays the two guard,
Yeah,
and Jalen deserves
and
to be making the All Star team. To tell you the truth, he should deserve to start.
I think he will, especially if they
I think he
continue to
will
be the
too.
number one seed. If they're
Yeah,
still the number one seed, I see the what's the coaches or whatever
yeah.
they're going to pick him. They're going to pick Embiid. But yeah, the backcourt.
But that's what I'm saying. I
Tatum can
think
be.
Jalen should start in the backcourt with Kyrie. I think
He's
it should be
not.
Kyrie and Jalen in the
No, I think it should be
backcourt.
Kyrie and Donovan, and that's the way it goes for me. That's who I voted for. Kyrie and Donovan. I got you,
Uh,
Donovan. And Trey, unfortunately, Trey, he's probably gonna get
nah,
voted in. To be honest
Trey
with
gonna get
you,
in.
Trey's gonna. What these fans love Trey, so I wouldn't be shocked if Trey might make his way in there as
No,
a
I
top
wouldn't either.
two because he's very popular, and this is how the way. And Charles Barkley don't like you, like a fan shouldn't vote. I mean, look, it's an All-Star game.
Yeah,
We want to see who we want to see. Like, so Trey, I wouldn't be shocked if Trey get in. So if that's the case, if Kyrie and Trey are the top two, just saying, don't be shocked because they're very
yeah. I wouldn't be
popular.
shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it was Kyrie and Trey, and then Donovan and Jalen.
Yeah, make it as the reserves.
Yeah.
Now, the Western Conference, you tell me this. Who would you sit out
Ooh.
between because I was I was a little torn naive. It was Steph, Ja, Luka.
Luka,
No,
Booker.
no, Steph, no. Yeah,
Well,
okay, you can
Booker's
have
hurt.
him. But I'm
Yeah,
talking
Booker's
about
hurt.
no, just but the top two. Someone's gonna have
Yeah.
to sit. So tell me who you said between Luka, Ja, and Steph.
Well,
Steph might not play.
yeah, if Steph hurt, then it's gonna be John Luca. Now, if Steph was healthy and at the pace he was, it to me it would have been Steph and Luca. As great as Ja playing, it would have been Steph and Luca, in my
I
opinion.
voted for Luka and Ja. I'm sorry, Steph.
Right.
But that was only because I mean he wasn't playing, so it was very easy for me.
I mean,
But
if you
Steph,
gotta think about it, the East guards and the West guards both gonna be tough. Because I was just thinking about on the East, Tyrese Halliburton
yeah,
deserves some
he don't
looks,
have enough fans though. Like he
and I
got
give you
fans, but he
another
don't have
one.
enough fans.
And then on the West, Shea. Shea is playing
That's
out of his
who.
mind.
Did I put him? Did I vote for Shea? Wait, did I vote for Luka and Ja? Did I put Shea? See, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
That's gonna be tough. But Shea's not gonna. Because I heard Charles Barkley say that Shea should start, and he should, but
he
he's
should.
not.
He's not.
But he's not. But the coaches are gonna vote for him.
Yeah, he's
I
definitely
would
gonna get
be
in.
shocked if they don't even vote for him one time. Like they have to.
Mm.
The what he's having is unbelievable. And when he comes to the Knicks, we're gonna love him, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Oh God.
And
Here you
and we
go.
might even get. And if Clay want to come over, that's cool too. And
Clay
if
too.
Damian finally wanted like not be loyal,
And, him too. Y'all gonna get Luca soon. Joker. Just like y'all supposed to get KD
whoa,
and LeBron. We're gonna keep going,
you
huh?
brought that up last time. See, the thing is this: LeBron wasn't gonna come. He always wanted to go to LA. I don't know why he told everyone that. And then, what's the other dude? You
KD.
said, oh,
KD.
sorry. Katie was gonna come, but Kyrie said, "Nah, let's make our own special. What's it called? Our own legacy up in Brooklyn." So he followed Kyrie. Cool. It's all good. I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn to me is the, even though I grew up in Queens and Harlem, Brooklyn is the best borough to me. They have a lot going on. I love Brooklyn, but it's cool.
Ain't
And look, I'm
nobody
like,
coming to these Knicks,
and look,
man.
I wear my Brooklyn Katie.
Oh Lord. Soon as KD leave, ain't none of y'all gonna be Brooklyn Nets fans no more. Soon as
That
he
is
leaves.
very true. And that's very true. You can ask anyone. You can ask anyone. So boom. But yeah. But
So
that's my
before we,
pick. So
before we wrap this up, man, since you all New York and everything like that, I'm gonna give you a chance to give your Giants a shout out, making the playoffs and
we
everything.
doing big
Well,
things.
how far you
It's
think the Giants
great.
gonna go so far? How far you think they gonna go?
I'm not gonna hold you. We're gonna lose in a wild card, but it's cool. We're very happy to be in the playoffs. But we definitely gonna lose in a wild card. But let me see. Wait, who we gonna face? I didn't know who we gonna face.
Well,
Because
we won't
we
know
love to
really.
surprise people. We love to surprise. So
I think
um
right now, if the playoffs ended now, they would be playing San Francisco first.
shoot. Yeah, we're done. So
Yeah.
it's cool though. It's cool. We had a great run. But I just don't want us to get like
So
done
let
up
me ask this.
bad.
Let me ask this. With them doing great, and let's say they get bounced in the first round, there has been talk because Daniel Jones and Saquon are both up for contract. Do you think they should re-sign both of them?
No, please let Daniel dime with. Please let him go. I'm done. Please let him go. And bring Johnny Garoppolo. I'll take him. I'll even take
She
Derek
said Johnny
Carr.
Garoppolo. You mean Jimmy
Oh,
Garoppolo,
my bad.
not Johnny
I am so
Garoppolo?
bad. I swear I know what I'm talking about, guys. I swear I know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Nah, I
Jimmy.
get that.
He has the face. Look, he has the face for
Yes.
New York. He might as well come. Derek Carr could come too. I know him. I like him. He's cool. He could come too. We'll definitely do a little switch. The Las Vegas, they could use someone young and cool. Get Daniel Dimes. Come on.
I'll say this. I wouldn't resign Daniel Dimes unless it's for a nice team-friendly deal. Saquon is tricky.
Whatever. We love Saquon. We're gonna keep Saquon. I don't care if Saquon.
I get you. But let me ask you something. You remember all that money that the Rams spent on Gurley, and Gurley was never the same. Even the Cowboys
But
spent all
he
that
hurt
money in
himself
Zeke.
though.
I
He
mean, but
hurt
Saquon has
himself
already had a
before.
major knee injury, and
He's
he's
playing
already.
great now.
I mean, he's playing great now. But what if he gets injured again?
But that's anyone.
I mean, that's true. But running back is. I feel like you can find someone to replace Saquon's production. without having to pay that man $100 million
So who
a
you
year.
think? Who you think they should like? Who's gonna be our running back? Like, say if we be like, nah, bro, bye. Who's gonna be our running
I
back?
mean, you can find one. I mean, you can find one.
Duh, we can find one, but you
I
GM
mean,
Will,
find
GM
one in the
William,
draft. Find one in the draft. I
not
don't
find
know.
one in the
I would.
draft.
I would not spend $100 million on him. I mean, I would try to re-sign him, but not for what I'm hearing, like for $100 million. No, maybe 80. Incentive based, maybe. But I mean, Saquon got to prove he can stay healthy more than one season. I mean, he was hurt last year. This year he's staying healthy. But who knows next year? You gonna get hurt next year? And the
Yes,
Giants
that's
they got
everyone.
and the Giants got something going. They got a defense.
Good defense. We have a good defense.
Kayvon, even though the weird
why people
snow
were mad
angel
at him?
thing.
He didn't mean. Now, see, look, he didn't mean it. But what I will say is, when he went to the sideline, he was still acting foolish. He was doing some rookie stuff. Like when he went to the sideline, he was like night. When
doing the night.
He
was still on the ground shaking. I mean,
yeah,
but
I don't like that.
But I'll say this: he got that dog in him. I mean, you hate it.
I love him. I'm just saying he got to chill.
Yeah, you got to chill with that. He was wild. I remember seeing that live, and I was like, "Yo, he's wild a little bit." My man over here look like he's fighting for his life over here.
Yeah, that was terrible. I didn't like that, but no, I really like him. Our defense is good. We just need some decent wide receivers, and we need a decent our like Daniel Dimes. He's a decent quarterback. I don't see it what people see. So I mean, he could go. I'll take Jimmy and I'll take Derek Carr. I might even take Russell Wilson, even though he's having a terrible year. We could do a switch.
Nah. I mean, Walmart would love for y'all to take that money, but the Giants ain't going to take that money. Walmart would love for y'all to take that money off their hands. Walmart would love that. Hey, get their ass for that switch. Don't take that $250 million. That's a lot of money for a cook.
A lot of money.
Russell Wilson.
He's not cooked. You said James Harden was cooked, and look at him, not cooked.
Let's wait to playoff time. Let's wait to playoff time to see.
That's very true. You got me on that one. But it's he made the All-Star team. See, that's another one. He might get snubbed for the first time in a long time.
He'll probably go. Mitchell, Kyrie, Trey, Tyrese Halliburton. That's 4. I know Tyler Hero been having a good year, but I don't think he'll get in. LaMelo just came back, even though he's been playing good since he came back.
He's not gonna make it. He just came back.
He's not gonna make it because he just came back. Boston, Jalen. You got Jalen as one of the guards. He might.
And then you got Garland.
Yeah, you got Garland. Yeah, you got Garland. Even though Garland been in and out of the lineup too. He been in and out of the lineup injured because when that 71-point game, Garland didn't play. He didn't play in that game.
Oh, he didn't play.
He might, because I definitely put
Halliburton
and them ahead of him. It's gonna be tough, but
and I think they might choose him over Tyrese because of he's James Harden. I think they do that. I think they do that. They're like, Tyrese. No, because Tyrese, he young, he gonna have other times, and they might choose James because of that. I would not be shocked, but Tyrese deserves it over James this year. If those are the two, and they be like, Jessica, what you think? I'm Tyrese, the world, and they're gonna be like, but James, and they're like, nah, Tyrese.
Exactly.
But yeah, because okay, that's cool.
So all right, so that will wrap us up for today's show. Thursday, we're gonna do the Kobe special Thursday. You want to wait till next week?
Let's wait till next week because we're still waiting on to see I'm gonna let you know if they're available.
So let's say this. So we will do a live taping. We're gonna do a special episode.
Oh yeah, we do a bonus episode.
We're gonna do a bonus special episode about Kobe. We have got a lot of hits about me saying Kobe is not top 10. So all you Kobe fans that want to let me know, that show will be more live, so we can see your comments and your stuff, and we'll answer that. And we'll let y'all know sometime next week, so I can go ahead and let you know how many of you Kobe fans are so wrong.
They'll answer you. I'm not in this. I'm just here to enjoy my popcorn. And I'm gonna just be like,
I just need y'all to understand. I'm not calling Kobe a bad player.
He
Just saying
just
he's
not
not
top
top
10.
10. People said I'm on crack. Had one of my friends called me a coon. I'm like, man, y'all Kobe fans are funny, but I love it. I know it's all in fun. So I think I'll be excited for the episode. But other than that, we'll see y'all this Thursday, 6 o'clock, always at the buzzer
Yes.
with King Will and Jess Net. So, Jess, you got anything before we go?
No, as always, I speak truth. I spit facts. So
Oh,
it's cool. I'm good.
oh, Lord. Oh, well, we love y'all. Thank y'all for enjoying. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we'll see y'all this Thursday at 6. Talk to y'all later.